we have these methodologies like DBMS, DBMS and object-oriented relational database management systems. What all are these, first of all? What all are these? All these are methodologies or strategies to maintain a data, to maintain data on top of a database, right? If you want to store some data in a database, either you can go for DBMS or RDBMS or ORDBMS based on your requirements. All these are methodologies or strategies to maintain data in a database, right? Okay. We can implement these methodologies on top of any database like Oracle, Teradata, DB2, Netezza, anywhere it may be. In the same way, we have some other methodology, that is data warehouse. Data warehouse, this is also a strategy, nothing but a strategy to store data on top of a database. This is also a different strategy. Okay, we can maintain this data warehouse on top of any database, no doubt. Even in MySQL also you can implement this one. Oracle, Teradata, everywhere. What I'm saying is, all these are methodologies. The data warehouse is also a methodology to maintain data on top of a database. All this follows a similar way, whereas this data warehouse, it follows a different way while maintaining the data. Then what is the difference? Let me explain. In our company, assume an employee table is there. In that one record, employee record, employee number 101, and his name A. Now he is working for US region, and we are paying 10,000 as salary for him. Assume this is a record in our database. After some days or some months, we shifted him into our UK branch and salary increased by 5,000, 15,000. Now, what is the SQL statement you are going to issue here? Anyone please? Please respond. Update query. Update. So, this US will become as UK and salary increased by 5,000. This will become as 15,000, right? Like this, updating is there in these methodologies. Whereas in data warehouse, no, don't update the record. Keep the record as it is. And insert one more record with the updated information. Employee number 101, name A. Now he is for UK and salary increased by 15,000. Like this, in data warehouse, we are not going to update anything or delete. We are not going to update anything or delete anything. Keep on insert new records. After some years, shifted him into our Australia branch. Insert one more record. Now it is salary become 20,000, and now he is working for Azumar India, and now his salary 25,000. Like this, what we are doing orally here is we are maintaining the history of this employee. As you told, if I update at the final, this is only the record which is going to be there in our data warehouse. Now if I want to do analysis, it is not possible. If I maintain history like this, if I want to do some analysis like how much I am spending more on his salary. Initially paid 10,000, now paying 25,000, means I can say we are spending 15,000 more on his salary, right? If you have history like this, then if you maintain history like this, then we can do analysis. If there is no history, if we update the records, it is only the record which will be there in our database. So if I want to do analysis, it is not possible. Okay, orally, the main concept of data warehouse is maintaining history like this for analysis. Of course, if you talk about some technically, here this is a primary column, right? But now it is not able to act as a primary column. That is why we have one more key here, that is machine generated key, that is called as surrogate key. That surrogate key will become as a primary key for us for this table. Okay, orally the main concept of data warehouse is maintaining history like this for analysis. Analysis is main need. If analysis is not required, then no need to maintain, no need to construct a data warehouse. Okay, this is the case with only one employee. If I maintain all my enterprise data like this, means first of all, procurement, production, marketing, sales, public relations, like that. If I maintain all my enterprise data like this, then I can do analysis like where I am lagging, where can I improve. Like that, I can take. I can do the analysis and I can take better decisions for our company growth. as I'm saying here, we are not updating anything, we are not deleting anything. Keep on insert, insert, insert like that. After 5 years, after 10 years, this data warehouse, it may contain tons of data, terabytes, petabytes of data sometimes. Usually data warehouse contains bulk data. And as I told you, this data warehouse, we can implement this on top of any database, no problem. But the product what we are going to use for data warehouse, it should support bulk data, and multi-processing needs to be there. So preferred databases are Oracle, Teradata, Netezza, like these, the latest ones. Of course, most of the old implementations are there in DB2. Any questions here? Any questions? Please let us make this class as interactive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
I have a question.
Yes, please. Raja.
Can we apply a data warehouse strategy
On Oracle.
No, MX Access.
I'm not too sure. I think we can apply.
Okay.
Why? Because the creation of tables and everything is same. Data warehouse, that is not a different one. That is also a strategy. All those are tables only. I think we can go for an MS Access also. But how large database? How much large database MS Access supports? Limited data, right? 2 GB. 2 GB. Okay. Then, as I am saying, data warehouses usually contains bulk data. That is why we go for these Oracle, Netezza. Netezza is the latest one. It gives you a good output. Okay. If you go for MS Access, because of the size limit, it is not possible. But if it is a small database, you can implement in MS Access also, not a problem. Because everything is table only, creation process and reading process. I mean, create statements, insert statements, select statements, all those are general SQL. Okay? Okay. Now let us see a overview kind of thing of data warehouse. We are not discussing about in detail data warehouse, just architecture of the data warehouse. So, of course, this is not our area. We are not going to work here. Just we need to know what is what. Okay, take any company like, say for example, Johnson & Johnson. They have multiple departments like R&D, sales, and public relations. For R&D, they are using Oracle as database. For sales, they are using MS SQL Server. For public relations, they are using MySQL. They are using heterogeneous databases throughout their organization. They are not using the same. Why? Why like this? Why they are using heterogeneous databases here? Well, because that is based on their requirements and licensing issues. I mean, price. In R&D, by spending crores of dollars, the result is there in this department. So they need to maintain high security. It is not supposed to be leaked. If the result of the R&D leaked, then the competitors also can produce the similar kind of products by changing small things. Right? So they need to maintain high security here in this department. Not only that, they need to maintain not only successful R&Ds, they need to maintain failed R&Ds also. Why? Because those are learned lessons. So bulk data support should be there. For this, for their requirements are bulk data support and high security. When compared to other database products, Oracle can give you the type of environment in a better manner. So even though that is costly, they need to use Oracle only there. Their requirement is like that. For sales, data volume somewhat less and security issues also somewhat less. That is why they are using MS SQL Server. This is enough for them, for their needs, and this is cheaper than Oracle. And for public relations, they are using MySQL. Open source. Without paying any money, anyone can use this. Why? Because why they are using this one here is public relations. What it contains? It contains like customer addresses, distributor addresses, like that, agentic information, and data volume is also less. Not that much security needed here. Security is not a major constraint here. That is why they are using MySQL here. If they want to use Oracle for public relations, yes, they can use. Don't restrict them. But why unnecessarily they need to pay money for Oracle Corporation? Requirement is not there. Like that, based on the requirements and price, they are using heterogeneous databases like this. Now, these individual databases, these are called as operational data sources. Operational data sources. Here they are called as operational source system. Operational source system. The total thing is source for our data warehouse. Now extract the data from the source system and put that into a temporary database called as staging database. Staging database, a temporary database, and apply transformations on top of the data whatever you put here in the staging area. Transformations are here. We have different types of transformations are there, like cleansing, tuning, scrubbing, lookup, aggregator, filter, like that. Different transformations are there based on the tool what you are using for this process. We have different count of transformations also there. Okay, orally what is a transformation? Let me explain. See, this is the data what I have in my source system. Account number 101 on a particular day, say for example January 1st 2015, his opening balance is this much, and in the same day itself multiple transactions are there in this bank account number 101 on January 1st 2015. This is the information what I have in this source system, and I extracted and loaded the data into the staging, and now I want to do transformation. See, as a bank manager, I mean, this is the information what I have in my source. As a bank manager, for my analysis, I did not want to use all these records. I want to use total deposits and total withdrawals. This is my analysis need. Assume, as a bank manager, for me, I want to maintain total deposits and total withdrawals only. This is enough for my analysis. So if I want to get total deposits and total withdrawals, here I need to perform some calculations like summation of all deposits and summation of all withdrawals. That type of things are called as transformations. Of course, this is a basic example for transformation. Okay. Orally, the transformation is getting required information which is useful for analysis from the existing information. Okay, now after applying transformations, load the data into data warehouse. Then here how we are maintaining the data. Account number 101, January 1st, total deposits how much, total withdraw how much. That's it. Don't update, don't delete this. For January 2nd, insert one more record. January 2nd, account number 101, total deposits how much, total withdraw how much. January 3rd, account number 101, total deposits, total withdrawals. Like that, we maintain history in this data warehouse. This process, extraction, transformations, load, this process is called as ETL process. For ETL, different tools are available like Informatica, Data Stage, Data Manager, many tools are there. Okay, by using these ETL tools, we are loading the data into data warehouse. Tons of data loaded. Why we are maintaining history here? Why we are loading data here? For anyone, please? Why we are maintaining? For analysis. Yes, for analysis. One day, a sales manager asked me about his sales staff performance. If I say, boss, the tables are there in the data warehouse, I am granting you access on the tables. Write your own query, do your own analysis. You can get the data from the data warehouse, the information is there. If I say like that, then what happens? Tons of data is there, and for the end users granted the access for the database. So, end users, are they able to write SQL? Please make the people who are having some quiet environment. Please make the class interactive. So it will be good. It will be good if we have interactive. The people who are having a quiet environment, please unmute and okay. Now orally for analysis only, we are maintaining the data in the data warehouse, and if I ask a user to write their own queries, it is not possible with them because those are not technical users, those are business users. If you ask like company policies, consumer trends, government policies, gross profit, net profit, like that, they can explain on fingertips. So because that is their area, but writing hard-coded SQL, everything, all these things are not possible with them. So can I say the data loaded into data warehouse, that is useless? not usable by user, so obviously that is useless. Instead of doing like that, if we prepare some sort of report, see if I prepare a chart by showing these are the least 5 products which are not moving that much in Asia Pacific region. These are the top 10 employees who are working very good in America region, Americas. If I present the information like in an organized, arranged manner, that may be a chart or a pivot kind of thing, then by seeing that itself, the end users, they can understand what is going there in their business and they can do their own analysis, right? For that, in the data warehouse, we will have one more area, that is reporting area. For reporting, we have different tools are there. Cognos Cognos BI, Business Objects, ClickView, SSRS, Pentaho, like that. Many tools are there. But among we have at least a dozen of tools. But among them, among the dozen of tools, this Cognos BI, it is having at least 35 to 40% market share in this area, and this is an IBM product. And we are going to learn this Cognos BI. Now, from this Cognos perspective, this is basically a reporting tool. We are not going to write back anything into the data warehouse. If you want to do any insertion activities, that is through ETL tools, extraction, transformations, load. From these tools you do. But from Cognos perspective, this is a reporting tool. We are not going to write back anything into data warehouse. The data is there in data warehouse. By using that data, whatever there in the data warehouse, we are going to prepare some sort of reports for analysis. Basically, usually if I say Cognos, people say this as data warehouse tool. Cognos, this is not only a data warehouse tool. Basically, Cognos, this is a reporting tool. In your environment, in your project, if you have a data warehouse and if you pull the data from here, you can get history. Of course, you can get the data from here also. To prepare reports, what we need to have? We need to have some data. That may be from your OLTP system or that may be from your OLAP system. Overall, Cognos is a reporting tool. We can get data from anywhere, like OLTP systems, OLAP systems, or even from flat files, Excel sheets, from anywhere it may be. We can pull the data by using this Cognos tool and we can prepare reports for business analysis. Okay, before going into Cognos, here I want to explain you something. This system, source system, this is called as, it follows OLTP, and target system, it follows OLAP. Online transactional processing and online and analytical processing. OLTP, this is transactional processing. The name itself says all the transactions, whatever you do. Say for example, if you go to bank, if you deposit something, withdraw something, if you do ATM transactions, POS transactions, online transactions, everything will be recorded here in this OLTP system like this. In OLAP system, we are not going to maintain all the records. We are going to maintain the information, whatever useful for our analysis, like this. OLTP, all the transactions recorded like this. OLAP, the information, whatever useful for analysis, we maintain this information only in data warehouse, not all the individual records. So I can say we are maintaining consolidated data in data warehouse. And OLTP system, these are for customer purpose, like this by a bank. If you do any transactions, that will be recorded here itself in OLTP system. So the number of hits for this server is very high. So the database server should work as fast as possible. Because of that, OLTP systems are normalized. What is normalization? Normalization is a process which reduces the redundancy and which increases the database server performance. Being number of hits are very high for this server OLTP, here this data is normalized, whereas in OLAP this is denormalized. Why? Because the main purpose of OLAP is for analysis, right? And if you apply normalization here, it won't allows redundancy. Without having redundancy, it is not possible to maintain history. That is why OLAP systems, these are denormalized systems. And OLTP, it follows a relational model as you told, and OLAP, it follows multidimensional model. This is not like in OLTP some bugs are there and some drawbacks are there to overcome. We are using multidimensional model here. No, it is not like that. Relational model, anyhow, that is very robust, no doubt in that. Then why we are using multidimensional model here? We will discuss that later. This is not the right time to talk about OLTP versus OLAP. I mean relational model versus multidimensional model. I'll explain that in later. Anyhow, in tool we need to design multidimensional model. At the time I explain you something more about this. Okay, now let us come into this. Let us come into this Cognos and we'll discuss about this. Cognos, the same tool. In some perspective we call this as a querying tool. In another aspect we call this as a reporting tool, and we call the tool as business intelligence tool, and sometimes we call this as decision support system. These many names are there. Why? Let us see. Querying tool. Being a tool, Cognos creates queries automatically. No need to write any statements like select star from, nothing required. Being a tool, Cognos creates queries automatically. In worst cases, assume the query prepared by Cognos is not meeting my expectations. I want to edit that. Yes, we can edit. And I did not want to allow Cognos to write SQL. I can write myself. Yes, we can write queries ourselves. That is why we are calling this as querying tool. Three things. First of all, Cognos creates queries automatically. If you want to edit it, you can edit it, or if you want to write yourself, you can write. That is why we are calling this as querying tool. And reporting tool. By using Cognos tool, we gonna prepare some sort of reports. I think all of you aware about reports, right? Or do you want me explain about a report? Why? Because if I start explaining about report, you may get bored. Okay, anyhow, let me explain. Reporting tool. By using Cognos, we prepare reports. Those reports will be useful for business. Let me explain. I am taking Excel to explain about a report. I'll give you one or two examples for reports. See, for example, in a company, a sales manager is there. He asked me to create a report which shows his sales staff performance. How much revenue generated in December month and how much in November month, average January, December. Okay, and he wants to see whether their performance is increasing or not. Now I am creating a report, staff name and John revenue. And December revenue and the difference. This is just for your information what is the report and how it will be useful. How to create this type of reports, we will discuss that in the tool itself. Staff A, in January, assume he sold 2 lakh worth of goods. In December he sold 2,20,000 worth of goods. So his performance increased by 20,000. Staff B, assume he also sold 2 lakh only, and here 1,80,000. His performance degraded by 20,000. And one more staff C, 2 lakhs and 2,50,000, and his performance increased by 50,000. Creating this type of reports is a Cognos developer task. Okay, once the report development done, then submit this report to the manager who requested you. Now the manager, he started doing analysis. Staff A, good, his performance increased by 20,000. Okay, well and good. Staff B, his performance degraded. What to do him? Motivate him, provide some training for him, otherwise terminate him. Like that, the managers, they take their own decisions depending on this type of reports. Staff C, he is topper among all his employees, so give him some cash incentive. A, his performance increased but not that much, so don't give him any cash incentives, just send him an appreciation mail. Like that, the managers, they take their own decisions depending on this type of reports. And see, the manager then needs to focus more on this negative performer candidates. So because of these candidates, we are losing our business, and this is advantage to competitors. Let me give some rough example, rough scenario. Say, assume we are working for Colgate paste. And this B, his responsibility is to distribute our Colgate paste in all the outlets in a particular geographical area. He is not performing well, he is not distributing properly, that is why his performance is degrading. Okay, we have a customer who is using our Colgate paste from past 10-15 years. Why he is continuing with us for that much long time? He likes some taste, some quality, some flavor in our page. That is why he is continuing with us. One day the customer paste completed out. He wants to buy a new paste. He went to an outlet and he asked for Colgate paste. Because this B he is not supplying properly, so in that outlet our product is not available. Because of that non-availability of our Colgate paste, the customer bought some other paste like Pepsodent. If he like, he started using Pepsodent, he might like something there. So if you like anything, the quality or some flavors like that, he never come back to Colgate. He continue with Pepsodent only. All these things are happening because of this B only. So the manager needs to focus on the negative performing candidates. Not only these 3 records, assume like this we have some 200 records. Among them some the second record, some 55 records, some 105 records, some 189 records are having negative numbers. The manager needs to check whose performance degraded. Instead of doing like that, if I highlight the records like this, then by seeing that itself, the manager he can understanding what is going there, whose performance degraded, and he can take actions accordingly. Right? Okay. Clear? Can I continue? Any questions here? Okay. I'll give you one more example for a report. Okay. In a company, a procurement manager is there. He wants to buy 100 systems for a project. This is not the first time. They already bought multiple times and they are maintaining their dealers and their qualities in their database. Qualities means how fast they are able to deliver the systems, what is about the service, how about the price, they are maintaining those details in their database or data warehouse. Now he requests us to create a report by analyzing their dealers and their qualities. Okay, I am preparing a report, dealer X, dealer Y and dealer Z, qualities in the sense price, service and the duration, how fast they are able to deliver the systems. And here I want to give ranks out of 5. 1 is best and 5 is worst. Price here for him 1, service average, and duration 5, worst. A report prepared like this. 5, 3, 1. Okay. Now submit the report to the manager who requested you. He started doing analysis on this. Price, dealer X. Price 1 means he is giving best price. Service average, duration 5 means worst. It will take a 1 week kind of delay is there with him. With Y, everything is average, and with Z, price 5 means worst. He is charging much. Of course, not like double, triple. Something higher than others. Service 3, average, duration 1 means the best duration he can deliver the systems immediately. Okay. What the manager situation is, he needs to start the project immediately. For that project he wants to buy 100 systems. So to whom he is going to place the order? Obviously he'll go for ZY because he go for best duration, right? Price, this is not that much important now because he needs to start the project immediately. Okay, that too, this is not like double, triple, something high. Okay, another situation, the project till now in discussion stage, not yet finalized. There is no guarantee that we are going to get the project. Some time is there. He wants to buy 100 systems to project for that project. Then to whom he is going to place the order?
Should be X.
Yes, he will go for X. Because now he looks for the best price. Duration, this is not that much important now. Okay, like that before taking decisions, the manager needs to depend on this type of reports. Without following this type of reports, if they take decisions, either they may lose time or they may lose money. If he needs to start the project immediately without considering this type of report, if he places order to X, then what happens? Of course, he may get best price, but duration is worse. Project will be delayed. If project delayed, then penalty classes will be very high, right? Like that, without following these reports, if they take decisions, either they may lose time or they may lose money. Okay, by using Cognos tool, we are creating this type of reports. That is why we are calling this as a reporting tool. Business intelligence. The managers, they are able to analyze what is going there in their business and then they can take actions accordingly. This is one of the examples for that. And decision support systems. Before taking decisions, they need to depend on this type of reports. Then only they can take good decisions. Okay. Any questions here? Are we good? I think all these topics you already know. Okay. No, so now this is a sample example taken report from the tool itself. Okay. And now in Cognos, we have different tools are available. Some of them are web-based and remaining are Windows-based applications. Web-based applications and Windows-based applications. Web-based applications and Windows-based applications. Okay, web-based applications, the first one is Cognos Connections. This is an entry point kind of thing for all the remaining web-based applications of Cognos. If you want to access any of these web-based applications of Cognos, first of all you need to connect to this Cognos Connections and Cognos Connections portal, I can say. From here we can find links to these remaining reporting applications. All these are reporting applications only. Query Studio, Report Studio, Analysis Studio, Event Studio. All these are reporting applications only. Then you can ask, why these many reporting applications? Among these, this Report Studio, this is only the professional reporting application, and as a developer we are going to work with this Report Studio. And Query Studio, Analysis Studio, these two are just like subsets kind of thing for this Report Studio. Query analysis, these two are like subsets for this Report Studio. Query and analysis, these two are like subsets for this Report Studio. Then you may ask, already we have superset Report Studio, then why subsets like query and analysis? Query and analysis, these studios are not meant for the developers basically. Those two are for end users. If they want to create their own ad hoc reports, either they can go for Query Studio or Analysis Studio. If they want to create any ad hoc reports, they can use those studios. Again, you may ask, already the team is there as developers, then why end users they want to create their own reports by using Query Studio and Analysis Studio? If a manager wants to develop a report, if he posts the requirement to the development team, first of all, as a development team, we need to have a clear idea what exactly he wants to see there. If you have any questions, we need to ask. For a meeting, and first of all, we need to get an understanding what exactly he wants to see there. If you have any questions, we need to schedule a meeting with them, and we need to discuss, and we need to finalize what exactly they want to see, and then we need to prepare design documents, submit them for review, and any review comments we need to re-update the document like that. Once the document finalizes, then only we need to do the development on the tool. Once development done, once development done, first of all unit test, and then testing team, QC, and then UAT, and then production. To complete the process, a small report, at least it will take a couple of days, 2 to 3 days. A small report itself, it will take this much time. But for the end user requirement is not that much great requirement. He wants to do his own report by simply dragging and dropping. For that we have Query Studio and Analysis Studio are available. Okay. As a developer, we are going to work with this Report Studio only. And this Event Studio, this is event monitoring kind of thing. We can say event-based scheduling, we can say. These are the web-based applications: Cognos Connections, Query Studio, Report Studio, Analysis Studio, Event Studio. All these are reporting applications, and this is an administration kind of thing. Okay, any questions here? Now, what I'm saying is, all these are reporting applications, and these tools can produce queries automatically. No need to write anything like select star from. Nothing required. These tools can produce queries automatically. But here, without knowing anything about our database, how these tools can produce queries? All of you, do you know Oracle sample tables employee and department? If you install Oracle, you can get sample tables like Oracle and department, right? Sorry, employee and department. Assume you don't know anything about them. You don't know anything about them. Then, if I ask you to write join between those tables, even though you are very good at query writing, is it possible with you? Without knowing the tables, if I ask you to write the join, is it possible with you? No. Even though you are expert at SQL, it is not possible. Why? Because we don't know the table and we don't know the column names and we don't know what is the common column if I want to join the tables, so it is not possible. In the same way, for these tools also, it is not possible to write SQL without knowing the tables, without knowing the metadata. For that, here we have a Windows-based application framework manager. In the framework manager, what we do is we import the metadata from the database into framework manager, and we need to apply joins between them, and is there any predefined calculations, predefined filters, and what are security mechanisms we need to follow. We need to decide here in the framework manager. All these things together called as metadata modeling. In the framework manager, we need to do metadata modeling and then create package, publish the package. And for all these reporting applications, we need to use the published package as a source. Now, in form of the package, these tools knows about the tables. From there onwards, these tools can produce queries automatically. I'll give you some rough example. Assume you as these reporting applications and me as framework manager. In framework manager, what I am doing is I am writing employee table and department table on a paper. Employee table, it is having columns like employee number, employee name, manager, department number, blah blah blah. And this is department table. It is having columns like department number, department name, like that. If you want to join these two tables, use department number. This is the common column between them. Like that, I am writing everything on a paper. Assume that paper is a package, and I am publishing that package. I am giving you the paper. If you look into that paper, you know about employee and department, right? So from there onwards, you can write queries on your own. Got it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. In this here, what I am doing is I am explaining about employee and department table here. Based on my explanation only, you are preparing the queries here. Okay. Here I am explaining you about employee table and department table in the wrong manner. Just based on my explanation only, you are preparing queries here. So you prepare wrong queries. Obviously, we are going to get wrong data. In this case, the problem is there with you or with me? Participants, please respond. Yeah, with me only.
With you.
With me only in the framework manager. So, yeah. So, while doing models in the framework manager, we need to take much care. Why? Because based on this model only, all these tools are preparing queries. So, if you do anything wrong here, definitely that will reflect here. So, I can say this framework manager, this is a hard kind of thing for total Cognos. And this is transformer, this is a cube creation tool. I'll explain you about this later. Of course, for this transformer, the license is different and the course is different. I'll give you overview kind of thing on the transformer in these sessions itself. And then we'll look into this Cognos connections. This is an administrative kind of thing. Here, I am going to explain you the administrative topics which are useful for developer. Not only useful, which are more features which are useful for a developer, of course, but my sessions are not meant for dedicated administrator. Okay, this is our agenda. Any questions here? Okay, in working environment, what we do is in our projects, first of all, we start with the framework manager and create packages, publish packages, and by using the published package, we start reporting in Repo Studio. This is the workflow. Project workflow. But for learning, what we do is we are going to learn Repo Studio at first and then Framework Manager. Why like that? Why I am saying that we are going to learn in a reverse way? Why? Because if you know how this Report Studio behaves while preparing the queries, then I can give the comparisons like, see, in the framework manager I am changing something, then definitely that will reflect in reporting, right? If I change something here in the framework, definitely that will reflect in this reporting. What are the changes happened in this Report Studio? If you are able to grasp the changes, first of all you need to know Report Studio and then framework manager. While I explain the framework manager, I can give you the comparisons like, see, I am changing something here, see how it is reflecting in reporting. Like that I can give you the comparisons if you know the Report Studio at first. That is why we are going to start with Report Studio and then framework manager. Once we are done with the framework manager, we will discuss about this Cognos connections and then Query Studio, Analysis Studio, Event Studio, and then overview of the transformer. This is our agenda.